to work on a machine that has a little bit more real-time functionality than I've ever really had before, and I'm quite impressed. So right now we've got a frame that's just come off in under a minute and 50 seconds. So sorry, 46 seconds. That's ridiculously fast. And there's the image. Doesn't look like much because I haven't spent any time lighting this, but there's the alpha with the motion blur. We've got the camera going. We're going to just make a quick change to this. We're going to take the key light and we're going to go to the light view, and it's pointing more or less. See this little green dot of it? That's the camera. We're going to turn this light around and move it a little bit more into a logical position. It's important to note that DP infinite lights and Lightwave's traditional distant light actually have no positional information. It's all about rotation. So it's what direction you're pointing it to that the light gets sent. Okay, so now that that's there, we're going to be able to see the other side of that ship now. I'm going to just do one or two more things here. I'm going to go into the image processing tab, and I'm going to really quickly add flare to alpha so I can get my alpha. And I'm also going to add another little plugin called Star Pro, which is awesome. And we're just going to really quickly change this to 1.5, and motion blur segments, we'll call it 10. Star brightness, yeah, sure, we'll say 2.5. Won't make it too bright. And this will give some stars in the background. Alright, so we're already on the camera view, so I don't need to mess with that. And let's see what we get right here. And it's just ripping right through it. So the speed performances and the enhancements obviously have changed over the past 3 years. We're working with faster processors and now faster graphics cards. Now let's touch a little bit about price. Before we started shopping around for the workstations for Season 3, we were getting a lot of bids from a bunch of different companies, and many of them were in the $4,500 to $4,600 price range for what equivalent today would be 3.2 gigahertz Intel processor, dual Xeons, probably more or less worthless today, but that was pretty pricey back then. And General Electric, the company that produced Battlestar Galactica in Canada, General Electric Pictures Productions, we had a restriction of a $5,000 purchase order built into every purchase, so we couldn't, have more than one machine that we could buy per week before we go and buy another machine. And obviously, we've got several machines that we needed to go and get rendering and workstations for our artists. Occasionally, though, we could go to production and say, well, we need to buy all this stuff all at once. But when we took a look at how much we were spending for the workstations that we had configured and built on Season 2, it didn't seem logical for us to take that same approach when we were having problems with power on the lot, problems with space. Obviously, there were some maintenance issues there, and of course, my job as visual effects consultant was also to maintain these machines. So for me, I gave myself a little bit of a break here, and when I saw what the shuttles were doing in terms of the footprint, I could put one of these on a desk for an artist, and I could get them 2 monitors instead of 1 monitor and a really big workstation tower that was really loud. The shuttles are relatively quiet for what they are, especially when you're hammering them with CPU power. They do whir up a little bit, but they're a heck of a lot quieter than the dual Xeon boxes that we had on Season 2, even when they were just sitting there idle. One of the other things about the shuttles that I really liked is the fact that we get them at the price point that was several $1,000s less than what we were spending on workstations on Season 2, and they were coming with 8 gigabytes of RAM, which was very important to us, as I mentioned before, because we could load more ships into a shot, we could do more work more quickly, and Lightwave was having less problems loading the material in and rendering it, and it was a much better experience for the artists working with this stuff. Obviously today, we can go to 16 gigabytes of RAM in some of the shuttle systems, and with the advancements of graphics cards, we're working with graphics card memory limits that are effectively double or triple or quadruple what we had originally for the cards that we're using on Season 2 and some in Season 3. So definitely things have changed, and definitely it's been an improvement. So right there, we've got basically a production frame for Battlestar Galactica. We could translate this setting, setup, or scene to any other space show or something else and use it there. So if you're an artist and you're working on your own little Star Wars fan film, or you're a character animator, or you work in the video game industry and you need a small compact solution that's really, really powerful, I suggest you look at the shuttles and take a serious look at what you need and whether you need to be portable. Even if you don't need to be portable, think about desktop space. Right now I have two 25.5-inch monitors on my desktop, two tablets, two sets of mice. The desk is relatively large. It's about 5.5 feet by 3 feet. But I've got lots of space on here, and I've got two massive RAIDs on one side of the desk and another computer over in the corner. So the shuttle does not get in the way. And it's also quiet, and it stays really, really cool for the processor that's in it. They have an advanced cooling system that's in them now, and I very much like that because it's a lot quieter and it seems to be better for performance in terms of keeping the heat down. So there's a little production frame. Let's just take a look again. 36 seconds that last render time was. That's incredible. Alright, I'm going to finish up with this video right now. But in the next video, we're going to really hammer this video card, and we're going to put the shuttle through some additional paces, and we're going to take a look at some big capital ships from Battlestar Galactica. In the meantime, I'm Kelly Lee Myers. Thank you for watching.